Hey, what's up? I'm Amerie. You're checking out rockforlife.com. Child, I didn't know. Oh, no. You know, I think, some people ask, like, how does one grow in their music? But I really find that the music just reflects where you are as a person. Like, when you grow as a person, it just comes through experiencing different things, ups and downs, trials and tribulations, et cetera, et cetera. But that's reflected in your music, because it's totally once you've been through things and you've seen things, you kind of can't go to singing and acting like you hadn't gone through those things. Once you know something, you just know it, and there's no going back from that. So you continue to move forward. And I think definitely the sound has continued to be an extension. I think the sound is very much an extension of my first album. I mean, all the albums have evolved sonically, but this album in particular, I think it's definitely like a direct extension of the first album, and it's also a direct extension of the sound of one particular record, of one thing. So the album is very hip hop, rock, and soul. It's not rock like nowadays rock. It's more like late 60s, the 70s, when rock was still very, very close to like the blues, you know what I mean? When it was just still very, very soulful. Even though it was rock, it was just the genres were, there was it was just one was born out of the other. So rock still had that blues foundation, that era. Why Are You was, well, I wrote the record in the rain, riding through New York, and like New York has really been a backdrop as far as just like the vibe for a lot of my records. And it was interesting because a lot of the records I didn't necessarily write here this time around. Some of them I did, some of them I didn't. But this one in particular I did, and I really loved it because it has that energy. And the sample anyway, the Ego Trip and Ultramagnetic sample, it does anyway. But then even with the way that I wrote the record, I really wanted to have that vibe, and it just totally just came naturally. Someone was like, "Is that gonna be electro pop?" I was like, "No, don't y'all have enough electro pop? You want more electro pop? I love it." But I'm good on it. And I actually did some of that, the '80s new wave stuff, the fusion with R&B and 80s new wave and hip hop. I did that on my Because I Love It album in '07, and that was only released overseas because I was like in the midst of changing labels. But I did that, and now I'm good. Trey Songz and I did, a song together. Trey is so great. He's just a great person. He's a great guy. Trey Songz and I did a record together called Pretty Brown. And I think as of right now, there's one collaboration that's in the works. It's not finished yet, so I don't want to say anything just yet because until them vocals are down, it's an exciting time. I mean, you can feel like you're inundated with everything from every aspect, but it's really different. For one, like the social platforms, they tend to like replace each other. Not totally, but one is hot and then the other one's not. And then this is the one that you're doing, but you still do all of them. Like right now, I think we definitely do like MySpace and Facebook and Twitter. My Facebook page, I pretty much just keep just for people I actually know, like that are my friends that I hang out with. Although now it's kind of extended. It's kind of like party invitations or wedding invitations. You invite such and such, but then you gotta invite the sister, and then you can't leave out her husband, which means you can't leave out, his cousin who is always around, and you can't invite this person. So it gets bigger and bigger. So where it started out being people I just like knew like this, it kind of went to like, oh, I did go to school with that person. Oh, I added them, but I don't want to like not add them because I did add, Lena. So he's gonna be like, why did she add her? But she didn't really know her that much more than me. So then now it's just become like, I don't know. I haven't been on there in a really long time. My Twitter, it's me, Amerie. My Twitter is it's me, Amerie, and I Twitter or tweet, whatever the terminology is right today. I don't do it too often, but I do it like once a week. I was doing it a little more. I try to do this thing where we were reading a book together. We did like Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. But it was hard because it's hard to get everyone's comments in a discussion without flooding a page with tweets.